Welcome to Shooting the Breeze Conversations with the DJ. I'm yours truly, Eric Lee, and you are?
I am Lorenzo Ice-T Thomas. We must give ourselves a big round of applause.
We'll take it.
Yes. What's up, Ely? How you doing,
Everything's
Eric?
good, Lo. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Feeling good. I am excited about our show, our new show, Shooting the Breeze Conversations with the DJ. I just think this is going to be a show that anyone who has known us and people that don't know us are going to want to basically sit back and take a journey down memory lane with us.
Oh, yeah. Memory lane and then something else.
Yeah, for sure. It's
going to be good. So if you're checking this out on YouTube, make sure you hit the notification button as well as the subscription button. So every time we do this show every Thursday night with this content, you'll be notified. If you're on Facebook or Twitter, make sure you hit that thumbs up, that like button, all of that, so you can be first on the list when we break this new content. Now, we talk about Shooting the Breeze, a conversation. One of our very first guests that we're going to put on the show, man, this guy has been in the music industry for some years. I'll let him talk all about it. Right. He and I go back, and you and I go back, Lorenzo, with this guy some years.
Yeah.
We won't say how many years.
Quite a few.
A whole lot of years.
Yeah.
So, the brother worked at Motown, Mercury, you named it. He worked with some of the biggest artists in the business. Can I get a round of applause for my main man, Bobby Duckett?
Thank you.
Bobby!
Hey, guys, thank you. Wow. An honor. I'm blown away, man. Just seeing Lorenzo and E. Lee, we talk every once in a while.
Right.
I'm just so pleased to be with you fellas and kick it with you for a little bit.
Hey, man, we're glad you got a chance to come on to the show, man. Let's get right down to it, man, because we could talk forever. Right. Let everybody know how many, some of the record labels you work with.
Started my career with my family's Hush Productions.
Okay.
So professionally, I started doing touring with at a world famous Ritz nightclub in New York.
Right.
And then I went to go work with the family over at Hush, where we had Melba Moore, Freddie Jackson, Najee, Alex Bouillon, Ray Goodwin and Brown, Force MDs. And we were the largest black management company before there was a Def Jam or anyone else. And
hey, Bobby, did you have like a flyer that was black and white with an ear? That just... Was that like one of the logos for Hush Productions?
No. We did that with Jackie Reinhardt.
Okay. All right. I remember that.
Yeah,
I think I have that. I still have that. I got to pull that out for you.
Once I left that, I did a whole bunch of touring stuff.
Okay.
I really met you guys, so I worked with everybody on the touring side. And then Jackie Reinhardt, who worked with me at Hush, was going to Mercury Records. And her and Ed Eckstein said they wanted to have an in-house manager, and Tony Everson.
Right.
And would I come join them over at Mercury, which at that point, I was touring with Soul to Soul. I was, basically after living in Europe. And came home, and my years are going past. I think that might have been 90, 91.
Right.
I went to Mercury, and we had Joe and Brian McKnight, Vanessa Williams, Tony, and the list grew from there, and that's what started my corporate career. So on that side, I was at Mercury Records for maybe 10, 12 years. Left there to go to RCA with Kevin Evans.
Right.
And was at RCA for a minute, and left there, went to Kadar at Universal, and came back with Kadar and Michael Johnson, who's been a great mentor to me. So when I first went into business, I was head of artist development and touring. So at Mercury, I worked with just not only the urban artists, I worked with all the pop artists. So I had Bon Jovi, Dave Matthews Band, Kiss. Mm-hmm. So I oversaw their budgets and all their touring. When I got Gene Riggins, who was at Universal at the time, or Capitol Records, always said I'd be a good promotion man. And her and Kadar brought me over, and I worked one leg up, Erykah Badu, on and on.
Oh, my goodness.
This was my first record that I ever worked.
Oh, I got a story for that.
And we both do. I almost got fired messing with you. And who
you
was that?
remember?
I almost got, man, I was at dinner with a young lady, and my boss called me. So the One Leg Up CD. Remember we used to do these sampler CDs?
Yes.
And On was the last track on this CD. But the album for Erica wasn't done.
Yeah.
And so I was, when I got the job, I was the Mid-Atlantic rep.
Right.
And, I was just full of myself.
Yeah. We all were at that time. We all were.
What's our other boy name? Rest in peace, man. Lorenzo.
DJ Law.
Yeah.
KJ Holiday.
Holiday.
KJ Holiday.
KJ. Yeah. KJ was there. I gave y'all the CD. And then Jay Stevens and Albie D, they started playing this record, and you, Lorenzo, real talk, you broke Erykah Badu.
Thank you.
Real talk.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying?
And listen, I went and grabbed this plaque. It wasn't up here before the show started. I went and grabbed that.
Wow.
Just because Eric, turn around. Yours is up there too.
Yeah.
Right?
There it is.
Yeah. This is probably my most valuable piece of hardware as far as the plaque is concerned because of the Erykah Badu story.
Man, listen, I got
if we have time, I want to add, we can come back to that because at the same time, I was at BET.
Right.
So I was doing video vibrations at the same time. Erykah Badu, we'll get into it a little bit more. But go ahead, Bobby. We'll get back to that.
That's the whole story.
We'll get back to that
whole
later.
Story.
That's what broke my career doing radio. And so I was at Mercury for a number of years, went to RCA, went to Universal, and I ended my corporate career at Motown with Kadar.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then went on to start my own company, which is Duckett Entertainment Group, DEG. Dibbled in a bunch of other stuff, made some investments, and back quasi in the music side now, where I'm doing venues. Another dear friend of mine, how things come full circle. When I was telling you I was doing Soul to Soul,
right?
When Jackie Reinhardt called me,
mm-hmm.
The tour manager was a guy named Earl Sissel, and Earl was West Coast based, and we did Soul to Soul together.
Right.
And literally 5 years ago, and I hadn't seen Earl in 10 years. I'm in LA, and I'm getting off a plane, and I see him in the distance coming towards me. He's getting on a plane. And I say, man, he's like, Bobby, hey, that's what you doing? He says, I'm moving to DC. I said, well, I live in DC. He said, oh my God, this is God. Call me, man. Here's my number. We got to hook up. And lo and behold, he was just buying Bethesda Blues and Jazz, which is the 500-seat dinner theater we have in Bethesda.
It's real popular. I've got a friend that posted. I think it was Vivian Green.
Vivian Green just did 2 weeks ago. Yep,
just performed there. Yeah, they performed.
Yep. So we handle that, and we've grown our touring business. Now we have Country Club Hills Amphitheater in Chicago that we co-manage. We're doing the Redondo Beach Performing Arts Center out in Los Angeles now, and we're doing dates in Atlanta at Mabel House.
Oh yeah, that's why I saw you.
Right. You came in and worked with us when we who was that?
With Ashley, Larry, and Earthquake.
Yep, with Earthquake. So we're doing a bunch of shows now, and I'm working with some other guys who are a black venture capital company, venture capital company. Okay. And they're wanting to do some things in entertainment. So I have a great deal that I'm working on now, a great book deal, and we're talking about doing this movie on this great young guy who had a just unfortunate scenario, but it's a great story, which I'll hope I'll elaborate on later on. But that's it, man. I've been 40 years now in this business.
Well, we're gonna take it back to the 90s. You brought this gentleman to my video show a while back, and he was at that time he was just fresh off a Coca-Cola commercial. We're gonna get right into it, and then we're gonna talk about it. Is that good?
My little brother, I was just with him in Atlanta about 8 weeks ago.
Really?
He has, let me tell you something. He has the most incredible new album coming out, guys.
I heard Tank is on it. I heard Tank produced on it.
Huh?
I heard Tank was producing it.
No. Brandon Hodge did the whole album.
Okay.
And Brandon did Mary J. Blige. Brandon also has the first single now coming off of Bruno Mars's new project. Tank's on the album with Tyrese. Joe's on the album with him. It's his recovery from his divorce. And it's called Beautiful Pain. If he still uses it, I don't want to go, but it's a masterpiece. And
let's check this out real quick and get right back.
Okay.
Welcome back to The Connection. Yours truly, Eric Lee, in the place to be. And as I said, we've got guests in the studio today talking about Tyrese in the place to be. What up, what up, what up?
Man. man.
You've been on like a monster promotional tour, right?
Yeah, it's been a good run.
It's been a good run?
Yes, sir.
You sound like it's been a long time out there, man. How long you been out there on the street now?
Well, the promo tour, it's been about 4 to 5 months now. And it's just a lot going on, it's just a lot going on.
Now, just in case people don't know how you got your start, let them know it. They know it, but we just got to do it anyway.
Man,
just to say we do it. Just go ahead, let them know.
Go ahead, man.
Go ahead.
It's on you. It's your call.
Oh, okay, we're good. Tyrese, everybody's seen. If he seems very familiar to you, you've seen him not just in videos, along with his own, as well as the opposition for Usher in the dance little routine in My Way. But Tyrese, you started doing commercials, man.
Yes, sir. That was my break.
That was your break.
That was my introduction.
Let everybody know about that soft drink. Brother did the Coca-Cola commercial, and everything's been history since.
Yes, sir. I mean, it's a trip, man. I mean, I'm only 19 now. I was 16 when I did the commercial. But
right.
What's really weird is it's like, how sometime when something big happened in your life and you visualize a couple of things that you can see happening for you.
Right.
It's like God had a plan much bigger than what I visualized after I did that commercial. And it's just, yeah, it's been
just
crazy,
in case
man.
the folks don't know, not just your music career, as well as your modeling careers. Everybody's like, Tyrese, can you put my clothes on? What kind of modeling contracts have you pulled down now?
Well, the only one right now is for Tommy Hilfiger.
Hilfiger?
I mean, I'm not exclusive to Tommy, but I've been doing a lot of work with Tommy, and I got a lot of respect for them trying to support my project. But it's just, everything is just, it's been happening real fast. And sometimes, when something big happened, for me, I haven't got a chance to let it sink in before something else happened. You know what I mean? Like, all right, September 29th, the album come out. My first album. So I'm sitting back and I'm blown away like, damn, the album is out. Right. So then MTV called and they want you to host a show. They give you a year contract with another year option. So that's like, damn.
And I'm still 19.
Right.
Damn. Not damn. Damn.
Yeah.
So we're going to get right to your first video. We're going to come back with you some more. We're going to talk about some more of your career and the things that you're doing, man, because you're doing a whole lot. Your first video, man. Introduce it off your brand new LP. Since you hold on. This is your job anyway. Go ahead, introduce a video.
All right. MTV. No.
Go ahead, man.
Y'all check out my first video. It's called Nobody Else. I hope you enjoy it.
Woo. Man, that was a cool video. That was a cool interview having him on there. So you worked with Tyrese when he first came out, Bob. I remember that day because he ended up going up to DC afterwards.
He is.
What would we go to, like a Dave and Buster's?
Yeah, probably. I think
it was a PGC promotion.
Right.
So how was working with Baby Boy, Transformer? What else is he superstar in? It was another one, right? Oh, Fast and Furious.
It's amazing. So when I got to RCA and we got him, it was like working with your little brother or your nephew. You know what I'm saying? Like me and him were together. When he talked about that promo tour, it was 2-3 months. Right. It was just me and him. And, we've bonded, and he's a grown man now, and we were together at Radio 1 does their thing, The Blitz.
Right.
And so it must have been October. And he didn't know I was there and pulls up, And he's like, oh my God, Uncle Bobby, it's me and Craig Davis.
Of course, Craig.
Family.
Family. Right. And by the time he finished doing his thing and playing the album, next thing Craig comes and says, hey, man, come on, we're going to the house. And, we spent the entire night just like planning, you know what I mean? And so the connection with me and him and Craig and Jody Williams and has always been there whenever he needs something or he wants to bounce an idea about his new projects or just him. He's been one that calls, hey man, I need to see you guys. And I love him like a brother. He is just tremendous. And he's incredibly talented. I'll tell a funny story one night. Me and Craig are sitting there and he goes in on me. Goes in.
Okay.
He said, you got me as I'm 30-something years old, and I'm an old R&B raspy singing artist. I can dance, I can do the dance. I was like, Tyrese, you've had the longest #1 record at Urban AC. Come on now. You've done what you do, and you do it really well.
Right.
So, no, I wish him nothing but most success. He is just growing, and watching. Like I said, I've been with him since he was 16.
Right.
Now he's a man. So, children and the whole things that we now talk about are just in a whole different light. But I love him.
Now, I know you've probably given him some advice. We've all seen how Ed Reed has had these outbursts, with Bethune-Cookman and tried to have his interpreter by his side to talk and speak for him. Right. But we understand what Ed is going through. And we've also seen Tyrese with some certain outbursts. Mm-hmm. Now, as a brother and also as a somewhat of a manager, what type of advice would you give him when it comes to sharing his emotions on social media?
We've had
I bet you have
real conversations, and I'm gonna keep those private.
Okay. Right. Whatever you can share.
But it was like it's like like I said, it's like my nephew. Right. You know what I'm saying? So some real words exchange.
Right.
What you?
Well, I know you're gonna get some real words, bro.
What you doing, bro? You know what I'm saying? And
I've been on those conversations with you.
Yeah, and and at the other side of it though, because in the world we live in now with social media and how things are portrayed so quickly,
right?
And Tyrese is an emotional guy. He lives his life in his realm. Okay. And I had to know from him. I don't want to know what the people are saying. I need to know what you're saying.
Right.
And we kicked it. And like, anybody else, I think that when you're on our side of the game, mm-hmm. and you start to get past the celebrity and what that is, you get to know someone.
Right.
And it's times when you just call and say, I'm not calling, I don't care about your record, I don't care about your movie. How you doing today?
Right.
And everybody got to have that check-in sometime.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Because this business can catch you up.
Yeah.
And it can chew you up.
And spit you out.
Yeah. And when, one of the things, Jody Williams was my boss at radio. She used to always say, Bobby, call people at radio when you don't need a record player. Because they may need just to kick it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, same with him and other artists that I've worked with and been close to, it's a draining business. And because I've never been on stage, I put you on stage. I know how to make an artist.
Right.
But I've never been the one to sing.
Right.
I've never been the one to act. And so when you got fans that are adoring and writing incredible letters of all types of stuff and the whole bit, no one can ever judge what that toll is on a person. Right. Everybody can say, well, I don't know why you doing that, and why you doing this, and why you doing that. But when you just got to have a good team around you that at some point will pull your coat.
In the video that we just talked about, at 19, he went through a litany of what was going on right then. It was like, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this.
Bro.
And right.
Eventually, it can catch up with you if you don't have a team.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, let's go back to the second half of the interview, man, and then we'll get to something else.
Okay.
Chilling.
I'm from California. Watts. And the place to be. Back to the hood of things.
Back to the hood of things.
Yes, sir.
Now, also to your credits, man, your dance ability. You just put it down in the My Way video. Yeah, we know she really wanted you, but it was just his video.
She really wanted it my way. No, but it was his video. He had to shine, you know.
Now, how'd you hook up with Usher for that one?
My management did all the choreography and his "You Make Me Wanna" video. His name is Frank Gatson.
Right.
And they brung up, you know, that they needed a rival person. Well, Paul Hunter had an audition for the position that I played in the video, and they couldn't find anybody that, you know, because Usher is a real powerful guy to be his age, and you know, people kind of intimidated, you know, to play that type of role, and.
But not Tyrese.
Nah.
Couldn't be. He's from Watts.
Problem? Yeah, no.
That wasn't a problem at all.
But I have fun, man. And Usher, he wanted me to be in the video.
Right.
You know, once my name was brought up, he's like, yeah, let's do it with him. Yeah. I just have fun.
And from that video to your video, man, the choreography, you're just putting it down all the way around.
I'm trying, man. You got me blushing right
Go ahead, man. Don't do that. Don't do that.
No.
Because real men on the connection, we don't blush. we just crush a lot. Check it out. Now, you're on your way. We talked about the Bahamas trip, man. You just doing your thing. And
see, the Bahamas, it's just all in a day's work, y'all. It ain't even all like that. You know?
Back to LA to Motown. Yeah. The Motown Live. I mean, you're just doing it, man. MTV. Can I get a run on your show? I just want to get up on there and be like, Tyrese, remember me? Hey, can I get a shot?
Hey, on the real, man, it's like, it's a lot of people be passing through Times Square.
Right.
And I just be throwing people on camera all the time. Like my man Ron Lawrence.
Right.
He produced songs like Hypnotize and Something Like a Phenomenon.
Right.
And Faith Evans' new single. I just threw him on camera. Yo, and he's on my album too, number 8.
Okay.
He produced a song called Get Yours.
Right.
So I just threw him on camera, man, and you know, gassed him up on camera a whole lot. My man right here, this is the face behind the reason you dancing in the clubs every night. And I interviewed Fat Joe the other day.
Right.
And I also, just yesterday, I interviewed Rodney Jerkins.
Okay.
You know,
big producer.
Yes, sir.
Now on your LP, I mean, it's the bomb. It's CD in hands. They get a chance to meet you via photo. The whole video, the whole 9 is all on one CD. You can get the album, the video, a photo shoot, all on one CD.
Yeah, man, you got a big package. So if you want more than just an album, go on and pick it up.
Go pick it up. It was out in the street September 29th. First of all, I want to thank you for coming through. Man. And if I get a chance to get up in New York, which I will, I want to be up on the show.
Man, no problem. I'll put him on. They're
going to put me on.
I'm going to see him. 72 million people going to be checking
That's right. And we're going to go right to the video where you got a chance to flex yours over top of Usher. Talking about My Way with Tyrese right here on The Connection. Thanks for coming through.
Yes, sir.
It was a good interview, man.
Yeah.
It was a good interview, man. And to see where he is now, it's just amazing. And just to get back when you were talking about Bobby, and I appreciate when you rock with us when you didn't need to rock with us in terms of a promoter. When I got that, when I busted my gut on that hernia, you came to the house. I'm all stitched up. I'm all stitched up, man. I've got to get you out the house. Yeah, come on, let's go. Get me out the house.
Let's get a ride.
That Mercedes was bulletproof. That door had to be about 500 pounds trying to open and close.
You stupid about that
car. I was about to bust my gut closing the door.
Let me tell you how funny this is, though. So, you know, I live in D.C. Right. And that was my first luxury car. I bought a 500S. And so I bought it, and it was used. And I'm living in the suburbs, this predominantly white neighborhood. Right. And this guy is a Mercedes mechanic and opened the shop. And, you know, and he lives in the same area. And my daughters were in grammar school back then. And I go to pick up my car, and he's like, hey, man, you know, no disrespect, but what you into? I'm like, what are you talking about, man? He's like, bro, come on, man. So I'm like, well, so now I'm getting offended. Can't a black man have a nice car?
Right.
I'm like, where's this going in? He said, bro, your car is 100% bulletproof. It can't even lift on the sniff.
Oh, when I say low, I wasn't joking.
Wow.
And I'm like, what? So when I called my guy that I got the car from, it was a diplomatic from the French.
Okay.
Diplomatic car.
Right.
The black
He said, I can
James
stand here
Bond.
with a 9mm and nothing's going to go through this car.
Wow.
And that's how I found out.
Yeah.
Like,
And you told me, I was like, yeah, I can believe it heavy as this door is. But yeah, Bob came to pick me up when I was out and about busting stitches, my man. And we going all the way back, Bobby.
wow, man, you going back, bro.
We going back, Bobby.
Yeah.
We going back.
Rest his soul.
Rest his soul, the bum diddly D, heavy D.
Diddly.
You bought him by the station, and man, you know, and
That was all. We came by the station.
Is that at CDX?
that's CDX.
CDX?
Yeah, and
It's
then
Rose.
what happened though? The next night, we were down in what was the name of that record? And we did Wow.
Black Coffee?
No, it wasn't Black Coffee.
Okay.
But we did Wowie's Summer Jam or something,
okay.
and he crushed it.
Oh,
He just
you know,
dropped the mic.
see that right there?
This Summer Jam right here.
That one right there?
Yeah. Look at Crumbly, man.
Yeah.
Oh my
AJ.
God.
Yeah.
KJ.
At
Keith
Law,
Sweat in there?
a few of us not in it. Keith Sweat's in the picture.
Yeah.
Yours truly. Heart Attack.
Yeah.
Ray Rilla. Cheryl
Wow.
Wilkinson. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
D, I think it was D. Yep, that was her name, D. And that's Crumley's son right behind him.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's the Jams Fest you're talking about, Bobby.
Yeah. Let me tell you something. The 90s was incredible, brother.
Yeah, we had a ball.
On the East Coast.
Look, I tell
We
people all the
was in
time,
record business. We had
90s
a
don't owe me
ball.
nothing.
We had a ball.
I mean, and the Jams Fest were huge.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
I come to town for it.
we came out on, yeah, you were there. I got pictures of you backstage. We came out on stage, the air staff, we came out with an intro as if we were artists.
Right. Like, listen, everybody was getting it in.
Yeah.
We were getting it in, and DJ Law and Big B would be on the 1 and 2, and we would come out there dancing, hyping up the crowd, and then we'd slow it down, and Ray Rilla would come out there and bring out the roses because he did the Quiet Storm. It was crazy. And if anyone knows Wowie, we were the station that definitely broke records down in
That
Norfolk.
was for folks that don't know, that was in Norfolk.
Yep.
Yeah, in
Norfolk, VA?
Norfolk, Virginia. Yep,
Yep.
down there.
And
Because I
man,
left CDX and then went to work with Crumbly at
Right.
103 Jams.
Up in Baltimore.
Yeah. No, and then after that, I went to
Then he
Baltimore.
went to Baltimore.
Then you went to
Yeah.
Baltimore.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I went to Baltimore.
So if you guys checking us out on Facebook or YouTube, hit us up. Ask a question while you can. Bob got a bunch of insight about the music industry. So go ahead and do it. Holla us up in the chat. Okay, matter of fact, we got some folks from my college, Low. Perry said, what's up, VSU brothers?
What's up? V.
What up? What up?
How you doing, sir?
You. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Mr. Fox, one of my boys here in the A. How you doing, Mike? Thanks for checking in. That's right. Go ahead and hit that like button as well as the subscription button if you're on YouTube, and the notification button. Bobby, we're gonna still take you back, baby. We're still taking you back.
Woo!
Oh, look at that pic right there.
Look at you.
Who is that with me?
Monifa.
Wow.
Yeah, we had to pull Mo in here. When you brought her through.
Moody Mo.
Man, that was my girl. I was just talking about her the other day. That is my girl.
I saw her in Atlanta at a concert not too long ago, man. And she looked at me and I looked at her. I was like, Monifa. She's like, yeah. She's like, I know you from somewhere. I said, I was one of the DJs back in the day that interviewed you. We just had a great time. And
Yeah,
at the same time, we talked about the times we all hung out.
And do
Keisha.
Bethesda with us, man. She is still in great voice, and she does her thing. Wow.
Look at Low. he all in love with her.
Yeah, I was in love with Monifa.
Baby face going.
Yeah, that's the real baby face. Now, remember, what was it called? The Remy Man. You remember that, Bobby? That. The Remy Man in Baltimore. That's where this picture is from.
Okay.
And she came. I remember y'all left us in the studio because I think she came by the radio station. I wasn't on the air. And y'all, I guess, left and went to go get something to eat. Maybe y'all left with Steve and said, "Hey, Monifa, you good?" Yeah. And left her and I in the studio alone, just me and her for about an hour. And what we did was we recorded the interview to be played on my show later on in the week. So she stopped by on the air, and then I had her. I was doing a hip hop show, and then she guest starred on the hip hop show later on Saturday. So she was on twice that week. But those were the type of things that we were capable of doing. And because we were family, you said, "Monifa, are you good?" And y'all left her with me because you trusted me.
Well, you know, then you guys, I was thinking about this when we got on, and then when I saw you, Lorenzo, on here, the Mid-Atlantic, and if you've been around the music business long enough, now you'll know that prior to the Mid-Atlantic, it was Chicago. So you guys know Mike Horton, bunch of those guys that came out there. They became the VPs and had a hell of a run. And then you got to the Mid-Atlantic, and, you know, Craig Davis, myself, Juliet. Thomas Lytell.
Yes.
The amount of people that became greater executives in the business. We just had an incredible run. We were competitive with each other, but we had each other's back. As promotional people.
Yes.
And we were competitive. We all came in wanting to make sure we had, and the biggest thing was we had relationships.
Right.
Yes.
Right. That's important.
Yes.
You know, it was there. You might have to wait your turn till your record got its shot. But, you know, you were trying to do something better than your counterpart or your colleague was going to do. And, you know, and then we all supported each other. We had a function and nobody was hating. And then we was all right there to support and have each other's back. And the stations, I mean, the guys that you guys have worked for, Steve Crumley, what was the young lady down? She was the GM at Wowie.
Janet
Armstead.
Janet Armstead.
You know, I mean, you can sit in a room and come up with ideas. I mean, you know, KB.
Yes.
You know,
Kathy Brown.
Right. The creativeness of being in the community, Mike Jones and Steve Hegwood and
that's
Dion,
right.
And the stuff that
and Huckabee and Mike and Damien Williams.
And I mean, so they were wanting to be in the street. They were wanting to be part of their community. And you know, now radio's gotten so bureaucratic and to the point where, you know, it's research and it's this and it's that. And people don't want to connect, and it's hurt the artists. Right. Because see, when you put up you got a superstar in Tyrese, but you got an artist that had one album. But if you ask people in our age group, they still know who Monifa is.
Right.
Because it's stuck. You know what I'm saying? When you look at the Shantae Moores, you look at the Will Downings, you look at the pedigree of the artists that came up through our time, they still work to this day.
Absolutely. Shantae was just in town. She did 4 nights at the City Winery in Atlanta, sold out.
Yeah, I just had Will Downing a week ago out in Los Angeles at Redondo Beach. And an incredible show. So, you know, and kind of what we do at Bethesda Blues and Jazz is that era of music.
Right.
And it's there. So, you know, I think it was one of the best times musically, you know, from Puff to Tyrese to Brian McKnight, Tony. I mean, I've been so
Vanessa Williams
with the artists that I've been able to work with in that era, and that, you know, and you guys are family. Like, you know, we all see each other as just, you know, we just growing older and getting sexier and trying to do what we do. Damn it!
Right.
I'm gonna be with. I'll be at one of your one of the artists that you broke. He's going to go on tour with Lettucey. I'm talking about Kim.
Yes, sir.
I remember when you broke Kim. I remember when you broke Kim. He's on tour with Lettuce. He's starting next week in Atlanta, but he's got a full tour. My boy Jeremy.
Yep. Jeremy from Mabel House, and not just Mabel House. Jeremy's doing his first national tour with Ken Lettuce and Music Soul Child,
and it's called the Soul to Soul Tour.
Right. Wishing him a lot of luck, and I'll see you down there because we've got about 8 shows we're bringing to Mabel House this summer.
Okay. Oh, you definitely see me.
Right. So we got some good stuff down there.
I think I was at Mabel House every other weekend in that place.
I know, man. We did 4 or 5 shows down there. I did Incognito. I did Earthquake, and we've got a great lineup this summer. We got Avery Sunshine, Mesa, and Jameson Ross together.
Okay,
down there.
Nice.
So
every time Mesa comes to town, boy, she kills it.
Yep, and I'm doing Eric Roberson and Shantae Moore.
Okay,
one night there, and we're bringing Earthquake back this summer, so we got some good stuff happening down there.
Always on the move. Well, Bobby, we appreciate you stopping by.
Man, I appreciate you guys, man, for asking me. As like I said, my career has been. Cedric Hollywood said something today on Facebook.
My old PD.
Yeah,
my old PD, the one who hired me and brought me to Miami.
Right. I've lived one of the most incredible lives, and
hey, man,
travel.
I tell people the same thing.
And when when Eric, when you call me and say, "Hey, man," I said, "You ain't yet. Just tell me what time. You ain't got to ask me. Just tell me when you want me to be, and I'm gonna be there." So I'll always support you guys. Wishing y'all the best of luck. Not luck, but
I want to talk about that Erykah Badu story before you go.
Yes.
Because that was, I think we've never talked about it. Mm-hmm. So what was happening on your side, I had no idea.
Right.
When you're telling me you almost got fired for that.
Yeah.
Now that you say that, I understand why, because
now I need to know.
I was sent a cassette of the entire album.
Mm-hmm. Oh, now I know. You ain't got to say it now.
I don't know. I can't remember.
No, that was after the fact. Because see, but
the first thing, but that's how deep it went.
Right.
First thing I got the 12-inch. It was blank, and the cover was white.
Is that the paper bag version?
Office, right.
So yeah, let me because he's talking about into January of the year. So here's what happened. I came by the station and we had the One Leg Up CD sampler.
Okay.
And On was on there. He saw out of everything on this damn record, he gonna play On and On. KJ falls in love with it, and I then went over and Albie D started playing it also.
I got to intervene here because when I got the 12-inch, I took it to Steve Crumbly, and Crumbly said, whenever I go and get him to listen to a record, he knows it's a smash.
Right.
So we started playing it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there were consultants who will remain nameless. It kept testing terrible. It was at the bottom of the list. But I said, no, this girl's going to blow up. It's going to be a hit. It's going to be a smash. And then it started to pick up speed. And that's when PGC started to play. But there was a battle between V103 and 92Q.
Right.
Because 92Q didn't have the record. And y'all didn't send it to them.
No, because we did. Because what's the name? And somebody going to remain nameless. Was part of the hustle when we did the cease and desist.
Right. This was deep. This was deep.
Oh no, so I remember the cease and desist.
You remember this? I came to see you down there in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
And put it in your hand and say, "Yo, do your thing."
Right.
Because if you deliver it after 5 o'clock on a Friday, the cease and desist don't come out until Monday.
And then I got. Well, here's what I really got. I mean, now I'm about to get let go because Tyrone. We do the Bayou. When the first time we brought her to play in the marketplace, she played the Bayou in DC.
And it was an exclusive.
Right. And so we didn't have because there was no album.
Right.
At
that point. Okay.
She had 3 other little songs that were still in demo form.
Right.
So the show was literally 45 minutes and the crowd went nuts.
Yep.
So they came up with this little groove they were doing at sound check. And Erica, we came in from radio to do sound check, and she started just riffing. And the backgrounds were doing this, call me. And then she started doing the whole rap. Never done it. It was just off the cuff.
Right.
So when the crowd wouldn't let her come off stage, she said, all right, let's do Tyrone.
Right.
And it was a joke. 3 weeks later, we had to come back and do PGC for
Sisters Only? Or,
yeah. No, not for Sisters Only. It was at a little club over there on the east side with a Palladium or something like that.
Okay, a club. Okay.
And when we did Tyrone, Jay Stevens taped it and started playing it on the air. It was never a song.
Right.
Wow.
It wasn't even on the. I mean, it was not a song. It was a joke.
Right.
Wow.
And we had
to
to
a
say
song.
cease and desist. And once again, I'm hemmed up.
That's how.
And I think then that's when y'all sent me the cassette.
Yes.
Right.
Right.
And I had the entire cassette. I listened to the entire album, and then I went to go see Greg Diggs at BET because I was doing video vibrations at the time, and there was at first it wasn't a video to On and On, right?
No.
Right. So then basically we broke Erykah Badu on BET by playing the next single, which was See You Next Lifetime.
Yeah.
Right.
And then I debuted that on BET's Video Vibrations, and the rest is history. Next thing you know, I go home, I check my messages. I have a message on my phone from Erykah Badu saying, "Thank you, Lorenzo."
Yeah. And that's when me and her see each other, that's my boo. That's me. What you doing? And to watch her grow, and again her creativity, just like with Tyrese, you knew it.
Right.
Yeah.
You knew it when she walked in the room. Like people don't even like. She's sung diss tracks on some Billie Holiday stuff that she's done.
Okay.
That's never been released. You know what I mean? But like you said, with Tyrese, Brian, Kim, another one.
That boy bad. He lives
I just got to Motown, and you guys remember this. I went to do radio, and in Detroit.
Okay.
And I forget the young lady's name. She was the PD music director, not at the Clear Channel station, but the little small mom and pop station.
Okay. And
she said we went to dinner at the Motown Casino. She said, "Bobby, I'll give you this CD, and this guy is incredible. He's from here." And I got it back in my car after we had dinner to go to the hotel. And man, I drove almost 10 miles listening to this CD. And I got back to the office. I said, "Kadar, this is incredible. We got to do this." And Key was like, "I don't know."
Really?
I said, "Man, again, you know how you get to those choice words."
Right.
I know how to do. But what the heck wrong with you? But we signed him. And, back then we did promo tours. So again, me and this cat got in the car in New York, and it was just a keyboard, and we was going to radio stations and buying lunch and bringing some listeners in and playing stuff. And another guy, 20-something years now, friendship.
Yeah.
And
every time I see Kim, I said,
strong.
That's beautiful.
He'll look at me, I'm like, I'm Bobby Duckett's friend. He's damn. Bobby Duckett.
Yeah, so I thank you guys because I wouldn't have these stories if it wasn't for you guys.
Hey, we ain't gonna talk a whole lot about this. Remember that time we left? I think I had the convertible BMW. Grabbed a couple of folks, went up to DC, hung out that night.
Oh my God, yes.
We went to Dream.
Yep.
They all married now, so we're not calling no names. Well, we had some times back in the day.
Good times. Good
Yo,
times.
y'all went to Dream?
We
Oh,
drove.
yeah.
I
lived the dream.
Yeah, I just purchased
Well,
it.
I was hosting it.
You was hosting
Yeah, we were. I mean, but we had a ball
I was
that time,
hosting
boy.
it.
We had a ball that time.
Yeah, man. We
Oh my goodness, we had some fun up in that place
DC
between
was on fire.
Republic Gardens and
Yeah.
Dream. Woo.
Listen, you Dream was the only club that had buses leaving from Richmond, Philadelphia,
Oh yeah,
coming down,
and New York.
Yeah,
yep.
And I mean, it was a great time for music.
Right.
It was a great time. Folks was having a good time. Folks wasn't, the hip hop thing was still cool, doing anything. But if you was in that R&B and smoothed out, you had some fun.
In the red room.
Yeah.
And we were dressing up to go to the club.
To go to the club. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Suited
and booted.
But that's when me and Craig got in and we started wearing suits, remember? Coming to radio.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Craig. Yeah, I did. Craig was always
because, if you're going to go in and do your business, do business.
Right.
And take care of your business. So, it's and the business it's like I always tell people, when I got in it, I guess I was young and wanting to knock the doors down and be different. And, the people that are working now, they bring their own flavor to it, and social media and the whole bit is there. The thing that that scares me the most, especially having a venue, is that I'm afraid for the new artists, the Jay Browns, Kevin Rosses, because they don't get a shot now. You know what I mean? Where I couldn't do what I did with Tyrese and Brian McKnight and Kim, I think, in today's world, and have them be national figures. And it's just harder to break some of these young, talented R&B kids.
But you know what I think really screwed up the business? When they started allowing multiple purchases of FM radio stations.
Oh, yes.
Because
right.
You could always come in and say, take a listen to the record. Okay. By the time you got in your car,
it was on the air.
You hear it on the radio.
Well, listen, that's how you were taught. If you was a good promotion man, on your way out of town, you should hear your record.
You hear your record. So we heard a hit. We rock with it. We ain't waiting for nobody to research a record. If it was hot, it was hot.
Well,
the listeners will let us know.
Know that when we were selling physical records, you could go gold out of the DC branch or the Atlanta branch.
Yeah, they sold that many records.
Yeah, that's how many records was being sold out of Atlanta. 500,000 records could get sold.
And Willie's Records and Tapes.
And the Atlanta branch, which covered from Baltimore, right? Well, yeah, really, Mid-Atlantic was from Philly to
Carolina, right?
Carolinas.
Yeah.
And then Atlanta branch covered South Carolina, going all the way into Georgia and Alabama.
Right.
And you can sell gold. That's 500,000 records.
Yeah.
But you guys had leeway. You had fans that you had the ear of your community. And you knew what that was. When you said this is a hit, people listened.
Yeah.
They perked up. Okay. Lorenzo said this record's going to be a smash.
And we were put in those positions because we had those ears, not because of our relationship with someone.
And at the same time, if it wasn't a record, we've all had some battles now. I'm talking man, come on, Bobby Duckett, get on out of here with this one.
Do you remember any?
Everybody had a dog.
Yeah, I got a bunch of them.
Pull one out. Come on, just as we end, let's end on this note.
I'll put it like this here. What's it? They from DC. When I got to Motown,
wasn't the girls from Froggy Style, was it?
No. It was a men's group, boys group
from DC.
Yeah, when I got to Motown, we had Lathan, and there was these 4 dudes.
I was MCA, right? I think so.
Shy was MCA.
And it was Lathan, Monifa, and I can't think of this girl. Because Cliff and Jerry. Remember Cliff and Jerry?
Jerry.
Cliff Jones in DC, and Jerry Vines. They were managing them. I can't think of the group, but that was when I couldn't get arrested with, boy. I couldn't get arrested with that record.
Well, you know, hey man, look, I you know, we had a good ear for the music, man, and it was and I was lucky. I got I won Billboard Music Director of the Year.
Yeah, and then your partner, Aaron Maxwell.
Aaron Maxwell,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
man.
Yeah.
And now I'll give y'all a funny story. So, Radio Day was what didn't have a day. It was in Wowie. Was like Thursday or Friday morning, and then they had the club night.
Right.
So
Picasso's or David's.
Right. We leave DC and run down through Richmond and then get down into Norfolk in time to go to the club, right?
Right.
And then in the morning, we do Radio Club. And so Aaron finally got wind that the club was going on in Norfolk. And he was like, y'all ain't gonna get no record play. This ain't no way station. You're gonna come down here, you're gonna sit down and break some bread. You just coming through here and having some lunch and dropping your record off.
I believe Aaron would do that.
It was probably Picasso's Thursday night, because we were at Club
Picasso's.
David on Friday night broadcasting live.
And what was the other little place that had the best wings? It was on Wednesday or Thursday night. The Warehouse, was it?
That I don't remember.
Picasso's was Friday night. Because we would stay down on Friday sometime.
Okay.
But yeah, man, that was woo.
It just depends on what year you're talking about, because I know we broadcast live from Club David's. That was the club that had the boxing ring right in the middle. It looked like a square.
That's right.
But we had the cages up on the ceiling.
Right.
So the
Yeah, I
girls
remember
would
that.
dance in the cages, and we would go in the cages and dance with the girls.
Right.
Yeah. My man. Well, good stuff, man.
Bobby!
All right.
Hey,
Thank you, gentlemen.
Hey, thank you for coming through, my brother. Thank you for coming through. And I know I'm gonna see you because, like you said, you'll be here multiple times in Atlanta.
Yep, I'll be coming down. Matter of fact, in a couple of weeks, to start just getting everything prepped with radio and my ads going and stuff. So I'll call you when I get in. And then Lorenzo, I'm gonna call you when I come down. I'm just gonna come get away for a few days.
Please do. I'm in Orlando and Miami, but I might be coming up to Atlanta sometime soon. So
okay, let's get
to hang out for the weekend.
If people want to catch up with you, Bobby, are you on social media?
No.
Okay. Hey, no. It's crazy because there are a lot of folks that get up here and like, no, I'm not on social media. And I respect it like it ain't no thing.
No.
Lo, tell people how they can get.
I got grandkids now, and they into it. Papa, you need to do this.
A YouTube, Bobby? How can we send you a link of the interview?
Just send it to my email.
Okay.
All right.
It'll
It'll be a YouTube link.
Yeah. Send it to my email address.
I'll do that.
We'll do that.
I got Instagram and TikTok and all that, but I don't know. I Facebook every once in a while.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's definitely
He got social media. He just don't have any handles they want to give out.
Yeah, I get it, man. Look here.
I understand. Trust me.
All right, guys.
All right.
Thank you, brothers.
All right,
No
bro.
doubt, Bobby. Thank you, man. Good to see you. Love you, man.
All right. So, Lo, tell them how they can catch you.
Man, they can catch me Monday through Friday, 3 to 7 on Star 94.5 in Orlando, and on Saturday night, 6 to 10 on Hot 105. And you can follow me on Twitter at Lorenzo Thomas and on IG at Lorenzo Ice T, and that's Lorenzo ICETEA. Some other places, but I'll let Eric go now. Where they gonna find you, E?
They can find me at Convo with the DJ.
Okay,
on all of my social media, my Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Matter of fact, don't forget to go to the YouTube page to check out this video if you hadn't had an opportunity to take a look at it. Make sure you subscribe. We've got a lot of good interviews coming down the line, including Aaliyah, Brian McKnight, Jay-Z, Beyonce, you name it. We've got a lot of folks that did the show years and years ago, and this was prior to them for being those superstars that we know about today. So definitely go ahead and hit that notification, so as we put out new content, you'll see that. And of course, you can catch me at 100 Hip Hop and R&B on a nightly basis, as well as on the weekend. So I still keep my little radio chops together, so make sure you check us out. Next Tuesday, check us out for our, 25th episode of our fantasy
25 shows already.
We've already done 25 shows of our fantasy football podcast.
Wow.
But definitely check us out next Thursday as we do this again. We're gonna shoot the breeze. Conversations with the DJ. Time to make it legal, Lo.
Hey.